Just property management, just what you need. Just property management.
Hi and welcome to today's training on tenant exiting inspections or final inspections. This is one of the most important duties of a property manager, and ensuring that the pre-inspection work has been completed will in almost all situations make for a property being returned to a landlord in a similar condition to that as when the current tenant moved in. Making sure that the vacating tenant understands your expectations when inspecting the property will have the property being left clean and ready for a new tenant to move into. So much time and heartache can be avoided by the owner, the tenant and the property manager if the following steps are adhered to. Ensure the tenant is aware when they sign the lease that before they vacate a property, they are to give no less than 30 days notice in writing. This gives you plenty of time to prepare for a final inspection. There is nothing worse than a tenant rocking up at the front reception desk, returning the house keys at the end of their fixed term lease. As soon as notice is given by the tenant and a date is set, always acknowledge the tenant in writing of their intention to vacate and send them out a cleaning list of the areas to pay particular attention to. Make this cleaning list on a yellow form so as to stand out from a standard letter. List a couple of your preferred cleaning contractors with their contact details who know your company's expectations. 1 week prior to the final inspection, phone the tenant and confirm their vacating date. Confirm with the tenant that they are to have the carpets professionally steam cleaned and they are to produce to you the receipt of the carpet cleaning. Also confirm with the tenant when they will be returning the keys. This is also a good opportunity to go through some of the areas of cleaning that a lot of tenants miss. The following dialogue works wonders. Jane, it's Reece Stanley from Just Property Management. This is just a courtesy call to confirm again your vacate date is the 15th of June. I have the final inspection booked in for the following day and just want to confirm that you'll have had the carpets professionally cleaned and be able to hand in the keys and the paid receipt to our office by 4:30 on the 15th of June. Is that okay with you? Just double checking that you received the yellow cleaning list. From my experience in doing final inspections, can I just make sure you cover a couple of the areas that quite a few of the tenants overlook? Things like making sure the oven and cooktop is completely cleaned and is free from baked on food and grease. All the wet areas are scrubbed and the surfaces are clean from bits of hair. Shower screens don't have calcium build-up. Exhaust fans are all taken down and cleaned. Windows are cleaned inside and out, and that the window tracks are free from sand and dead flies. Walls and around light switches are wiped down and clean. Garage floors are free from oil stains. Can you also make sure that your sprinklers are working and that the gardens are looking neat and weed free? I know that may seem exhaustive, but the tenant will now know what you'll be looking at and what you're expecting. It is very frustrating and also time consuming when you do a final inspection and the property is not being cleaned satisfactorily. Spending some time in the preparation of the final inspection with the tenant makes the inspection smoother and less stressful for the tenant, yourself, and a better outcome ultimately for the landlord. 2 days prior to the tenants returning the keys, give them a phone call and just reconfirm that they'll be returning the keys and that the carpets will have been professionally cleaned in preparation for the final inspection. Items to take with you on a final inspection are a mobile phone, property file, final inspection report form, property condition report, photos from ingoing entry report, clipboard, smoke alarm check tool, spare 9-volt batteries for smoke alarms if required, property keys, camera, spare pen, small step ladder, a cobweb broom and cleaning cloth. Taking a cobweb broom and a cloth saves having to contact the tenant if there are only minor areas that have been missed. When you do the final inspection, always advise the office where you are going and when you will be back into the office. If you are leaving straight from the inspection and heading home, please contact the designated person at work to let them know that you have completed the inspection and have left the property. Safety is always paramount. Doing the final inspection should take about 1.5 hours from the time you arrive to the time you leave. Before you start the inspection, go over the photos and see for yourself the standard of the property before the tenants moved in. Read through the start of the property condition report that deals with the exterior of the home and the lawns and gardens. Then go over each item individually and check them off if they are of similar standard as to when the tenant started the lease. Make any amendments to the property condition report if required, updating their description. If the standard is unacceptable, please make a note on the final inspection report form that you can send to the tenant that can advise them of what is required to make good the situation. Prior to leaving, take the following photos to accompany the new property condition report. Front view of the house from the street, photos of lawns, garden beds showing extent of weed and couch, roller door on garage checking for dents from vehicles, garage floor for oil stains, kitchen benches, cooktop, oven with trays and racks, any anomalies in the home, serious marks or cracks, rear lawns and rear gardens. Updating the property condition report on the computer with any of the changes from the final inspection, along with the new photos, should be done within 48 hours of the report in preparation for the ingoing tenant. When doing final inspections, it is very important that you check to make sure that the tenant has not removed any of the landlord's property, like room heaters, floor mats or light fittings. Making sure that you thoroughly go through the property condition report will ensure nothing is overlooked. It is our goal to return the property to the owners in a similar condition to when the tenant moved in, and it is also our goal to refund the bond in full to the tenant. This is made a lot easier if the preparation is done for a final inspection well before the actual vacate date of the tenant. Preparing the tenant for the final inspection makes all the difference.
Just property management, just what you need.